Hello again, YouTube. Welcome to another one of the... Whoa! What is going on here? What happened to the table? This thing just got a massive upgrade. The controls have been upgraded. I can go half speed for some reason, and 1.5 speed, in addition to 2, 3, 4. I have arrow keys, which I assume toggle between individual hands, so maybe I won't even have to press the 4X button anymore to, get through a break. Although I still might, just because I'm comfortable with that, and it allows me to, you know, allow a few of my thoughts to exit in a proper manner. The table's red now instead of the standard green. We have a big rail watching. Now, granted, this is a $1,050 buy-in tournament, but as soon as I saw this, I went back to my commentary of the Venom, and even the Venom didn't have this decoration, or at least for the replay. So this must have been introduced very, very recently, like just last couple of days, because I already did a couple of Hi5 games just over the last couple of days, and it was not like this. So this is a very new feature. So shout outs to our participants here. Many of whom got a decent amount of money back for their bounties, but a lot of them decided to just buy in again anyway. 18, 17, 16, 15, 14. Only the top 12 got any. 7. There we go. Only the top 12 got any of the actual prize pool. Only 108 people showed up, but with a $1,050 buy-in tournament, it still results in a decent sized prize pool. And of course, the PKO nature kind of speaks for itself. I'm a little disappointed that Jesus is Back did not make the final table, because this is on Easter. It would have been kind of nice to have somebody called Jesus is Back make a final table on Easter, you know? But I don't know if that's referring to them actually being a Christian and enjoying Easter, or they're just talking about the resurgence of Chris Ferguson. Either way, let's start. Now, it must be said, we have a ton of big blinds in play here. I thought this would just be a nice, quick little game here, but not at these blinds. And, oh my god, we have a straight flush draw right out of the gate for Omaha FY rolls. Now, they're from Hungary. I don't know if FYRA is the Hungarian, or rather the Magyar word for free. I know absolutely nothing about Magyar, but that's my guess. Well, Jetsy's off to a good start here. And PL owned with King, Queen, King, Ace. It is Rainbow. Too bad it's not 5-card Omaha. We have a pot size raise from Ace 6, 5, Jack double suited. I think we'll see a lot of pot size raises. Of course, no reason not to do a pot size 3-bet if you have 2 aces, one of them being suited. PL owned can't possibly be going anywhere with that hand. PL owned might even pump it, even further, the 4-bet. Yeah, he folded. He folded King, Queen, King, Ace. And it's correct. And there's a king on the flop. PL owned has to be feeling sick. Now, we do have nut flush draw here, and 2 pair actually for Jetsies here with the King 8. Okay, so maybe this is just going to be a quick little tournament. If they're going to be show cards like this. Gallo Doido, I haven't even had time to introduce these guys. Still with the nut flush draw, and also could win with a 10 for a straight. That 2 of clubs actually did change something. Jetsies now has a club draw, so 10 of clubs is no good for Gallo Doido. So 10 that's not a club or a spade, and Jetsies is already out of here. That's safe. Jetsies doubles up to 3,055,000. Gallo Doido is now short stacked, but still not too desperate. 29 big blinds, almost 30. It's not that bad. I agree with the fold there, even with the two tens, and nothing else going with them. Nobody else has a pair though. That's Omaha for you. Omaha Fearer Rules takes a rare walk in Omaha. As you can see, we have a pretty large disparity in bounties here, from J Money Cash Flow with $812 to the nearly 3,000 from PL Own, which I'm not even sure how they did that. Everybody started out with $250 as the wait, no, 500. It would have had to have been 500. But still, like, it's a very small field. I'm impressed that anybody got that high of a bounty this quickly. Now, it must be... now, I do need to mention one thing. I'm just going on, and these big pots are still happening. It's amazing. These guys are really going after it. Well, let me pause it real quick. I must mention that I keep track of these guys' countries, of course, before I go to bed and everything. And I was already getting really sleepy because like I said, it was Easter. We had a really big dinner. And I was already food coming out. And I have to mention that I actually jotted down the names of the people who were left. There were 25 people left before late reg was over. And sure enough, there were 4 more people who actually ultra late regged, even deeper into the tournament. Thankfully, none of them even so much as made the money, let alone the final table. But yeah, late reg. ACR has way too much of it. To be fair, there were only 12 levels of late reg in this one. But yeah, they still let you late reg way too late. Now, the interesting thing about this one is that up until the late reg, 12 levels, they were 20 minutes long. They were super, super deep. Everything after that was 10 minutes long. Now, if you've watched my video, which I haven't even uploaded yet as of recording this, but I'll upload this after, I'll keep the upload sequential. I just, I'm a little bit backlogged. The tournament that I cashed in was similar in that it started out with 15-minute levels, and then after you get past the late reg, which was 20 levels, it gets down to 10. And that made a huge difference. I can't even begin to imagine how much of a difference going from 20 to 10 is. And yet, these guys are still playing fast because you see how many big blinds are left here. Galo Doido is going to commit to this one with a double-suited hand here. 3 high cards. Couple of aces for J Money Cash Flow, and yeah, he's like, okay, you're committed. I'll go right there with you. Let's flip for $1 million or $2 million, I guess. And Galo Doido once again relying on the flush draw. Has nothing else. Did not pair up. Nothing. The 2 aces are holding strong right now. It has to be a club, and it is a club. No sound effect. I don't know if it's because it's Omaha or it's just because of the newfangled table setup. Shall I test this button out? Oh, it does work. Sweet. Galo Doido with 2 aces and one of them is suited. J Money Cash Flow with a pretty nice hand, but he snap folds it. I've went a while without Omaha, so... Well, double suited and connected hand there. That's certainly worth calling. Not... Very interesting flop here. Not the greatest. He's only got 1 pair with no kicker and a very small flush draw. But as it turns out, they're both, viable. But he's going to need an 8 or a diamond to take the lead in this hand. Galo Doido can't love that flop. No clubs. Paired board. He will bet it, though, and hope that Red Panda just goes away. I think he's got just enough to stay in it. Maybe. But I'd still understand if he folded. Even with the pot odds, just what if you hit and it's not good enough? Oh, he's going to raise. I don't know what he's raising for. To see where he stands, maybe? Well, he hits his flush. Galo Doido can still win it with a 10 or an ace on the river. I mean, if he raised on the draw, He's got a bet now, right? But, like, I really don't like that play. By raising there, now you've hit your hand, but you're just not that comfortable with it, and you've already bloated the pot. So, he's just lucky that he does, in fact, have the best hand. That's a very safe river. He just checks there. If Gallo decides to turn the aces into a bluff here, he does. He's going to bluff all in. Red Panda with the baby flush. But now he's like, oh my god, I bloated this pot for this. Now he has to decide for his entire tournament here if that flush is good. If Gallo has any 2 diamonds, they're better than his 5-3. If he has 10-8, 10-6, 10-jack, they're better than that hand too. That raise on the flop was a horrible idea. Yep, he folded the best hand. See? He folded the best hand. I'm not as stupid as I look sometimes. Yeah, Red Panda, I'm sorry. I'm sure you played fantastic to get to this final table, but that raise was horrible. Well done by Gallo recognizing a spot to turn those aces into a bluff. And he's gone from, short stack hoping for a quick double up to now all of a sudden he's becoming a bit of a bully himself. Well, these guys are going wild. Now, Omaha Fierrolls... Oh, wait. Oh, God, it's going too fast. Omaha Fierrolls here is trying to just get Red Panda in pre-flop. And, of course, with a couple of kings, one of them being suited, he's going to do that. Terrible flop for Red Panda, obviously. And how many outs does he have? Let's see. The 5 doesn't work, of course. This is Omaha. He needs to use 2 cards from his hand and 3 from the board. Omaha Fierrolls with... Ace-2 for 2 pair, and the Ace-Queen of Hearts for the flush. I think Red Panda has 1 out, guys. He's got 1 out. The King of Clubs. Nope. Overkill as he hits the flush, Omaha Fierrolls does, and Red Panda just playing himself out of here in just a matter of 2 hands. Now, all the jacks have been used up here. J-Money Cashflow with 4 royal cards, as it were. Jetsy certainly with a nice-looking hand. Omaha Fierrolls, maybe he has enough to call a min-raise. Gallo, though, has enough to possibly re-raise. No, he's just going to call. And that ace on the flop will keep the action small, you would think. That flop airballed everybody. I don't even know how they did that, but 12 cards and that flop completely airballed everybody. Also, wait, is that not the exact same board we just saw in the last hand? Being up the same cards is one thing, but the exact same board? They still have nothing happening here. Gallo is going to win with just a pair of kings, and I think he's bluffing here, honestly, but it's going to work. He might be trying to fold out just any, like, random ace. Maybe that was a value bet, I don't know. The activity there was just so low. I didn't see any upside in betting there, so I don't know. PL owned with... We're seeing a lot of good cards here. One of them is suited, and they have 2 straight draws, so very strong hand. Gallo with a pair and pretty good connections. I was as deep stacked as these guys were before. They're even more deep stacked now with one of the short stacks limited. Everybody's got over 2 million, which means everybody has at least 55 big blinds. 55 big blinds is the short stack. Gallo with an excellent flop there, and the aces just go straight into the muck. As it turns out, the aces were good, but I think they were still behind. Is it 6 wins, a 7 wins, a 9 wins, a diamond wins? Yeah, I think that actually was a good fold. Because, like, PL alone had the best hand there, but he was behind. That's not uncommon at all in Omaha. The thing is, in Omaha, you can play a hand based on the strength of just 2 or 3 of your 4 cards. because they make good combinations with each other. And that fourth card that you don't even care about actually ends up randomly getting hit. You know, that could be good enough. If one of your other cards gets hit too, you know, that random fourth card you didn't care about might still work out for you. A limp with kings. Interesting. It's blind v blind. Straight flush draw again for PL owned. I think this is another spot where the kings are the best hand, but they're behind. The PL owned is a 4, a 9, a diamond, an 8, an ace. Yeah. Same thing there. Just the overpair just gets rid of it. Yeah, the thing is, Hold'em, sometimes when you have a really big pocket pair, queens, kings, aces, you can still win the hand without improving. Omaha, it's very rare that you can win the hand without improving, and we have another straight flush draw. This is the royal flush draw. You can't hit the 9 of diamonds. Omaha Fjarrolls has it, but the ace of diamonds is still in play, I think, unless somebody else folded it. No-brainer bet from Galodoido, but unfortunately, Omaha Fjarrolls with not really much to go off on. You got the 9 high flush draw, but that's it. No one's gonna call. He gets the ace of clubs. I guess he also has a straight draw. He can hit an 8, and he's drawing dead now. He has no outs. The 8's no good. Galodoido already has a better straight, and of course, a diamond would give a better flush to Galodoido as well. But he didn't lose too much. Omaha Fjarrolls. He's been the chip leader the whole way so far. But Galodoido, with a great performance up to this point, he's getting pretty close. Gone from 6th place to 2nd place in the blink of an eye, pretty much. Pair of 9s double suited for PL owned. From Cyprus. And incidentally, the next high stakes package that America's Cardroom is offering is to Cyprus. Now, I don't know if it's Cyprus or North Cyprus, because a lot of the high-stakes poker tournaments out there are in Kyrenia, which is in North Cyprus. Big raise by Galodoido, and Jetsy's folds, I agree with that. PL owned calls, I begrudgingly agree with that. He does have 2 flush draws, one of them being ace-high. But no diamond, or no hearts, only 1 diamond, and a pot-sized bet from Galodoido, who is... Again, because he had the pre-flop aggression, he can turn those kings into more or less a bluff. That flop was terrible for his hand, but he's just going to bet pot and hope the PL own just waits for a better spot, and he does. Galodoido almost caught up to Omaha Fjarrolls now. We have 5 players, 5 countries. Always exciting. You can always kind of tell who's the American. J Money Cash Flow. They both have the nuts, but J Money Cash Flow is the only one with a redraw. Actually, that's not true. Omaha Fjarrolls has a redraw to a better straight, and they both have a better straight now. Oh, wait. Now J Money Cash Flow has a redraw to a better straight with the jack. So right now they both have... they're using the 6, 7, 10 on the board, and they're 8, 9s in the hole. But if it's an 8 or a 9 on the river, the J Money Cash Flow will actually have a jack high straight. And of course, J Money also has the spades. Yeah, he's going to go all in. He's got the nuts. Omaha Fjarrolls has to call. He has the nuts. And yeah, nothing. I don't know why there was a sound effect that time. That was a chop pot. They both have the nuts straight. Omaha Fjarrolls very relieved to take that one, and we all know what they say. Everyone loves a chop pot. That's not trademarked, is it? It better not be. I mean, it'll probably be about 34 years before anybody at PokerStars even knows I exist. Quads! But yeah, it'll be 34 years before anybody at PokerStars knows I even exist, so... PL own, trying to milk them. Omaha Fjarrolls taking the bait on the first card, or the flop. 3 cards. PL owned, of course, has absolutely no reason to bet out here. This is one of the few times slow playing is cool because it's freaking quads. Your opponent doesn't stand a chance. Fioros has absolute air, and now he slows down. That's a great card for PL owned. This is a card that Omaha Fioros can actually represent if he wants to keep checking. Because technically the quad sixes are not the nuts anymore. 5-4 of clubs beats him. But I don't think he's worried about 5-4 of clubs. He's going to go ahead and bet it, and unfortunately for him, Fioros does not have any of that. He had the 4 clubs, but no 5. That's double suited hand for PL owned. The blinds are going up, as you can see. J Money Cashflow says no to 4 black connected cards. Didn't connect with that board, though. What hand did? Oh, actually, Fioros connected with that board. That should be the end of the hand. Three hearts, 3 clubs. 3 of the same 2 takes away a little bit of the sex appeal because you're blocking your own flush. But if one of those is an ace, you might as well at least try and play it. It's pot limit, so if you want to see it cheap, then limping from the small blind is absolutely the right thing to do because there's only so much that the big blind can put in to scare you off. The 2 actually changes a lot of things. Fioros now has 2 pair jacks and 2s, and of course flush draw for PL owned. I think he's still ahead. PL owned is. He can pair any of his hole cards. Ooh. Let's stop here. All of his hole cards are actually live. None of them are being blocked by Fioros here. So all he has to do is hit a king, ace, 3, 8, or heart. All of those cards. And, oh wait, I didn't even realize Fioros had his Jack 7 already, so we already had 2 pair. Never mind that. That 2 did not help Fioros all that much. The only thing that it helps Fioros out on is at least the board can't pair and the 2 pair gets counterfeit because it still gives him a full house. But yeah, king, 3, 8, or heart. And PL owned wins this. Now does Fioros call here? He's got 2 pair. There's no flush out there yet. There's no straight out there yet. He does call, and PL owned misses everything on the river. Omaha Fioros with the knockout goes up to nearly 7.2 million chips. PL owned certainly has nothing to be ashamed of there. He got it in with a pretty strong chance of winning the hand. And, of course, he got a lot of bounty money out of that. $1,050 buy-in. I'm not even really paying attention to the actual prize pool. There's only 108 people here, but, hey, for only having 108 people, he did about as good as you can do, considering all the bounties he got out of this. Once again, there are tons of big blinds. I think it's just... I don't know if it's an online thing, because I've seen some of the retro World Series of Poker Omaha final tables. Galadota just backed into a queen high straight there. I love that. I love when you just back into a really strong hand in Omaha. On a pot this small, you're pretty safe betting it. But yeah, just ace queen. Fioros knows that there's no way that's good. Yeah, I've watched some of the retro World Series of Poker final tables, and like I don't know if it's just the way that the blinds were structured back in the day that made the differences, but a lot of the time, like those players only have like 30, 40 big blinds to play around with, and here, despite the blinds going up, you know, twice the speed they did early in the tournament, we still have tons of play left, but we're still seeing giant pots left and right. So is this just an online thing? Do people on the internet just love to play Omaha hyper aggressively? Interesting flop there. Fjorls with the nut flush draw, but it is a paired board. Jet sees with pocket queens. Not very comfortable with it, but maybe in check call mode. Let's see. There's a bet. Jet sees knows that if he just calls, he can't be put all in on the river. And diamond. Fjorls hits. Fjorls will bet. Fjorls checks. I think you got to test the waters there. Of course, I can see the cards, but the worst thing that could possibly happen to you there is that you lose another 2.1 million when you've got so many chips left behind. And the way the hand played out, you would think that Jetsies would have told you about a full house by now, or trips. Like, there wasn't a whole lot to be scared of there. But maybe he was thinking back to wait, no, because P alone slow played his quads, but Fjorls folded, so he didn't get to see the quads. Now, maybe Jetsees and Omaha Fjorls go back a little ways, and Fjorls remembers him slow playing big hands. Maybe. In a vacuum, I think you have to bet that, but maybe he had reason for it. Ooh. Well, Fjorls' hand certainly is a lot more coordinated with that board than Galodoidos. Galodoidos just making some kind of... not even really a continuation, but just trying to... Wow, he's still going for it. With king high and no draw. Oh, wait, got shot to a 5. And Fjorls folds the much better drawing hand, not to mention the pocket pair. Galodoido really muscling up at this final table. Against the big stack, too. You can tell he wants it. You got to respect that. I don't have that in my playbook. I'll be the first to admit. I do not have that in my playbook. When I airball the flop that hard, I'm just done. In Omaha, at least. Sometimes I'll try and play back, but... oh, don't do it, Gallo. Oh, okay. Well, he's very coordinated here, but... Jetsies... yeah, you have to figure that Jetsies is going to push forward here. With the two aces. Fjorls... makes the good laydown. Galodoido already in for 447,000. And he is going to commit. I don't know why he didn't just pop the rest of his chips all in. Of course, Jetsies couldn't quite go all in because it's pot limit Omaha. 100,000. Jetsies, of course, has to play the aces, and turns out he's got Galodoido drawing dead there. Maybe overvaluing those 4 straight cards a bit too much there. As Jetsies doubles up to 4.25 million, and Galodoido, after all that hard work at this final table, is left with 2.8. Again, certainly not a death sentence by any means, but that one had to hurt. There's 4 more cards to a straight for Jetsies this time. Galodoido with 4 big cards. J-Money Cashflow with 3 big cards. Blocking a lot of Galodoido's outs, unfortunately. Doido has really impressed me. But that one, I think he could have let go. I should have checked with my Brazilian friend if that's a clean name or not in Portuguese. It doesn't seem like it would be dirty. I did check with my Portuguese friend prior to I think the Venom. There were a couple of Portuguese names that I wasn't sure if they were clean. They were. $93,000 for Jetsies, and okay, that's sometimes pots are actually small. I know I'm not being super consistent with that sound effect, but it is Omaha. You're going to get 2 aces a lot more often here. Very nice looking hand for J Money. 4 cards to a straight again. Actually, this should be a family pot. Everybody's got something. Unless Fjall Rolls wants to ruin it by raising. Oh, he's going to be smart. Yeah, I think raising there only sets yourself up to be popped all in. Nobody has a king. Nobody has a 5. There's 16 cards out there. How are none of them a king or a 5? I'm a little surprised at that bet, honestly. Just because it just feels like there has to be a king or a 5 out there, but there's not. Galo Doido, actually, well, Galo Doido would not be worried about a king, so I guess it makes sense now that I think about it. Fjarros is going to stick around with a pair of 9s. I can't say I like that play. He does have to worry about a king or a 5. And if so, he really only has 2 outs. And now it goes check, check. Doido wondering if there's a weak 5 in Fjarros' hand. That's a pretty nice looking value bet bluff. There's no way he thinks those 9s are good. Galo Doido with a tough call here. Just that pair of aces, nothing else really materialized. He did not back into a straight this time with a 4. Just how often is Fjarros bluffing here? Often enough. He makes the call. All right. Galo Doido really is impressing me at this final table. Not necessarily rooting for anybody this time, but you got to give it up to the way Galo Doido is playing. Sure enough, the blinds are going up. 30-60 now. Fjarros with a pair and a couple of semi-connected cards. Galo Doido not even with that much. But Galo Doido flops 2 pair. The 9-5 works. Of course, 7 gives him a straight. 3, he has 3 pair now, plus a flush draw. Fjarros with, let's see, 10 or a 6 works for him. Gives him a straight. 7 will not work, because that gives Galo Doido a straight. Interesting. And the wrong card double pairs the board for Galo Doido. It's still good, but he's not going to bet this. I'll very happily take that one. And we're almost tied up now. Fjarros has been the leader the whole way. Galo Doido made it tight earlier, but Fjarros managed to pull back away. But, now Galo Doido's really right there. He does not have to play this hand, though, and J Money certainly does not have to play that hand. Galo Doido could play. The queens are blocking each other. Of course, they don't know that. J Money has been relatively tight, which is reflected by that much smaller bounty. Of course, that could be reflective of him late regging. I don't know. I don't pay that close attention to this. And Galo Doido is the only one with 2 diamonds, but J Money Cashflow and Jetsies have straight draws, which of course they're blocking each other. Galo Doido with that jack blocks that as well. Don't think that's really factoring into his decision. He does check, and now he could back into a straight with a 7 on the river. Nobody has clubs. So 1 guy with 2 diamonds. Jetsies and J Money Cashflow each with 1 diamond to block that. And Galo Doido, frankly, probably ought to fold this. At least I would. It's only a pair of 9s, or a pair of 8s with a weak flush draw and a weak straight draw. Well, the aggression by Jetsies takes it down. J Money is the only true short stack here. Even then, he still has 26 big blinds. But at this final table, that's pretty short. Fjarros receives a walk with 4 straight flush cards. Galo Doido is holding a pretty heavy hammer now. For fans of Warframe, Galodoido is holding the Fragor. Yeah, definitely raise pot there. Fjarl's probably with just enough to call. It is a rainbow hand, though. Ooh. No one's got clubs. Well, they each have one, so they know they're blocking the other player. Fjarl's with a nice straight draw, though. Really nice straight draw. That's one of the cards that'll help him. He's got the seven high straight now with the 7-5 working for him. Galodoido is actually drawing dead here. The thing in Omaha is you're actually glad to see four of the same suit out there if you don't have them, because that makes it a little bit less likely your opponent has a flush. That's probably not what Fjarl's was looking for. Paired board. Thought maybe Galodoido wanted to make one huge Chad play at the pot, but decides not to. Another big hand, and Fjarl's keeps his undefeated chip lead streak intact. The K6 rolls out for J Money. Even has a 7 as a backup. Jetsees with queens and 6s is in real trouble here. And a 4. So he's got 3 pair, if that really means anything. Well, it just means that he thinks that a 4 will be good enough to win. He has 4 pair now. And again, 4 of the same suit out there. Sure enough, nobody has hearts. J Money with a set, but he can't like it too much. He's in check call mode here. But sure enough, even with 4 pair, Jetsee's smart enough not to invest any more money there. That's Omaha. There really was not much upside in betting a small set, and not much upside in betting 4 pair. It seems to be a pretty bipolar game the way they do it online. They're real careful with semi-good hands, or they're just blasting off pre-flop with big cards or connected cards. I'm just happy I haven't seen a single green light pop up. Of course, that's why I'm even doing this. Well, that and it's Omaha, and I love Omaha. I specifically picked this one out. I only picked out a small handful of games from the Hi5 series to commentate on. Ooh, 10-3 for Fjarl's, and of course trip 7s for Galodoido. Again, nobody with a flush draw. But potential fireworks here. Nearly pot-sized bet from Galodoido. Omaha Fjarl's probably with just a bit too much to fold. Now he's got a straight draw. He needs a 9, 10, or 9 or 10. 3 is not good enough. Galodoido would have a better full house. And it's a 6 of spades. Certainly a card that Fjarl's can bluff if he wants, but he doesn't. I don't think Galodoido's betting here either. Just way too many hands got there, yeah. Pocket trips for Galodoido. This is not 5-card Omaha, so that is pretty close to a deal breaker. So the fact that there's a jack of spades in there, maybe... Nah, he's going to get rid of it. And the case queen rolls out. Of course it does. Jetsees with a very strong hand. Ace is up. Actually, it's not that strong. He doesn't have any diamonds. Or he doesn't have any hearts. He does have 2 diamonds. But he'll bet that middle 2 pair aggressively, and that'll work. Fjarl's is an excellent hand. Super connected big cards. All suited. Galodoido tempted with a rainbow ace-5 queen-king. He will try it. And Galodoido flops nut straight. Fjarl's flops second nut straight. If we have brick on the turn-in river, this pot's going to be huge, guys. That's not a brick. In fact, Fjarrolls now has a straight flush draw because that hasn't exhausted yet. Well, he would, but Caladodo has the queen of clubs. Check, check. The flush hits. Fjarrolls has it. He does not have a full house. Neither player has a full house. But I imagine this goes bet call. Caladodo with the ace high straight has just too much to fold, I think. Yeah, bet call. Fjarrolls now up to 7.5 million again. Caladodo still in it. Still certainly in with a chance. Not sure whether to take that on or not. He just has to fold. Might be a walk. Yeah. And good time for a walk. Fjarrolls had a very strong hand there. Pair with high straight cards and suitor jack. 10, queen, king, 9 again. This time in the hands of Jetsies. Don't know how I feel about that raise by Fjarrolls. Small pair, ace, queen. If the ace was suited, maybe, but I don't know about the queen being suited. Top 2 for Jetsies, and a queen high spade draw for Fjarrolls. Jetsies, of course, also with a gut shot. He's got to bet this. Yeah, he bets pretty big, too. Fjarrolls, even with the queen high spade draw, folds, begging the question as to exactly why he decided to play that aggressively in the first place. J Money. I'd say good timing for him, but the other two aces are gone, we can see. They're gone and they're suited. In fact, everybody has a suited ace. J Money, of course, that's the advantage of having 2 of them. And I don't think anyone's going anywhere. Caladodo should call this. Getting good odds and there's a lot of potential. That's the flop J Money was looking for. Jetsies also has top pair, top kicker with a gut shot. He might continue. I'm not necessarily expecting him to, but J Money is basically all in here. And if he assumes Caladodo is going to fold, yeah, he does. He's going to go for it here. 10. Crap, I missed it. Oh! I missed it. I'm sorry. I didn't react in time, but obviously Jetsies takes that pot down. J Money cash flow got it in really, really strong, but sometimes that's just not good enough. Good run by J Money cash flow. He attempted to bite his time and see if he could just sneak his way and beat this final table from the bottom, but did not work out. Caladodo with a good chance here to unseat Fjarrolls, but it would be Jetsies who would take the chip lead, not Caladodo himself. Caladodo has the aces and up and down straight draw here. Yeah, I agree with the bet there. He's basically committed with that bet. Big win there for Caladodo, and Jetsies now takes the lead. Caladodo 10-10 Jack King with the King 10 suited. Beautiful hand. Lines are up again. It's the maximum raise of 3.5x. Suited ace and plenty of straight draws calls. Fjarrolls. Oh boy, this block can get very violent. Fjarrolls re-raises with the kings. One of them is suited. Just a call for $1 million. And fold from Jetsies. I like that fold. 10s for Caladodo. And a straight draw. Fjarrolls, of course, with his own gut shot. Fjarrolls goes all in. There's no way Caladodo folds this. Crap. I'm late again. Caladodo holds up. And Caladodo, now with 6.7 million, holding a very slight chip lead over Jetsies, but he has done it, and Omaha Fjarrolls, in such a short amount of time, is left with 3 million, which is, again, far from being crippled, but it is the odd one out now. I need to have the mouse Didn't want to miss that the third time. 3 strikes and I'm out as a commentator. Raise from the... I don't know about that. Well, kind of. The more I look at it, it makes a little bit more sense. It's pretty connected. And they both have ace-king. This looks like it might be headed for a chop. And a very violent chop at that. Well, Galadoido's not going to bet big. He's going to allow Fjarrolls to keep a big portion of his stack. 2 of hearts. Galadoido can take this whole thing with another heart. Fjarrolls does not have any kind of straight draw here. He just needs to avoid getting unlucky. Now he's going for the all-in. Galadoido is. Fjarrolls with just a bear of a decision here. And he is going to fold. I cannot really blame him. And as it turns out, if he saw Galadoido's hand, he might be happy that he folded. The best he could hope for was a chop. Galadoido putting a little bit of distance now between himself and the rest of the threesome. Fjarrolls with a pretty nice start. Always willing to ride with it. Galadoido really not with that much. Okay. Galadoido's done very well so far, and that's a great flop for him. Pair of 8s and an up and down straight draw. He might call this. It's only $1 million. He does call. This time I'm ready. He hits the 8. Galadoido now with trips does not need the straight. Fjarrolls needs a 7 for a full house or a 4 to complete a straight that doesn't conflict with Galadoido's. It's a queen. Galadoido has eliminated Omaha Fjarrolls in 3rd place. Galadoido has gone from worst to first and only has 1 opponent left to deal with. Omaha Fjarrolls, they looked real good for a real long, but when you play Omaha that aggressively, doesn't always stay that way. And that's not just me talking down on him. Everybody's playing aggressively at this table. Note to self, anytime I play a $1,000 buy-in Omaha game on the interwebs, expect it to be over in a heartbeat. Because boy, oh boy, will they bet aggressively. Feels like everybody's strategy is to make the other guys as uncomfortable as possible. The only comfortable way to play Omaha is to see flops. Pretty good flop for Galadoido. Flush draw. And gut shot to an 8. Jetsies. Honestly, might as well fold this. See, it's not just what you have, it's how likely you are to improve your hand. You have to think, like, in the event that I'm behind right now, what do I need to catch up? Nice flop for Jetsies. Pair of 4s with the 5-3 as an up and down straight draw, and of course the 5s as well. Of course, the 5 actually would be a set and a straight if he hits it. Yeah, he likes it. Galadoido with an overpair, and when your head's up, you can keep your overpairs a little while longer if you want, but he's going to decline that. When you know you're playing every hand against one person, you know, your overpair has a little bit of value. 2 terrible hands, and even with a pair of 2s, he's just going to fold it. I honestly don't know if I would ever fold anything heads up in Omaha besides pocket trips. That's a pretty ugly hand there too, but it is somewhat connected. He's gonna raise with it. Wow, I don't know about that. I would limp call if I were him. And he elects to raise fold. Although Doido loves his super connected four card straights, even if they're rainbow. Jetsy's with kind of an ugly hand, but he'll try. And both people completely airball that. How many times have we seen a flop like that? Ace 2-2, Ace 2-4. Galodoidal continues, and that's good enough. Just under 10 million, but Jetsy still has plenty left. That's another thing. When it's just two people, you can expect there to be more flops. A little bit less manic aggression. Because the thing that defined this final table up to this point is the fact that there's 3 or more people with strong hands that are willing to just press that pot button. Pair of aces is good. Pair of aces and pair of tens is even better. Galodoido trying to redraw to a straight. Now he's going to bet. That's got to put Jetsy's a little off guard, but certainly he's not folding ace-10. It's a rainbow board. There's no flush out there. Why is it taking this long? You got ace-10. 7 of spades should be a very calm card for Jetsy's. Nothing really materialized. Galodoido is, I guess, representing king-queen, and he's going to represent it real hard with 2 million. Real hard. Jetsy's still with a strong 2 pair, but he gets rid of it. The bluff works for Galodoido, and he's now approaching 11 million now. Let's go up again. Impressive work by Galodoido. He really seems to have a good idea of when to switch gears, even in the middle of a hand. You know, people talk about switching gears a lot in poker, just like in a more general sense, but he can switch gears in the middle of a hand. Like, he just kind of straight up bet when a lot of people, myself included, would be happy to just check and see if hopefully those queens still have some value. There's a third jack out there. Galodoido with jacks for the top kicker. And that's an ill-timed bet from Jetsy. There's no way Galodoido folds this. Now, he might fold the river. He might fold the river. He does not have a full house. Now, it goes check, and Galodoido's probably just going to check it back. But we'll see. He might bet, actually. You would think if Jetsy's actually has a full house now, he would bet it. Yeah, he is going to bet a lot. I don't know why he's betting that much, but, yep. Takes it down. Trying to get Queen Jack or King Jack to call him. We're going to random ace-8. Ooh, Jetsy's not going to be bullied pre-flop with this one. $12.5 million for Galodoido. He's been unstoppable heads up. And he doesn't even want to play this hand. Jetsy's huge hand goes to waste. Just nothing going his way right now. At least he has a lot of money already locked up with that 3,312 bounty. And, of course, second place on the prize pool. Another good flop for Galodoido. Well, compared to how good of a flop it is for Jetsy's anyway. I'm sure Galodoido is not thrilled with it, but he'll bet anyway, and Jetsy, sure enough, just airballed it completely. Boy, they're blocking each other's flush real hard here. I'd be absolutely stunned if spades came out. Yeah, no spades. So Jetsy's has a decent straight possibility. Getting a little bit better. Galodoido with aces up now. Aces and sixes. Jetsy's can hit a straight with, let's see, a 4, 9, or queen. That doesn't work. Galodoido doesn't like it either, though. Anytime you have 2 pair and the board pairs the wrong card in Omaha, you know, again, like I said, a throwaway card that you weren't even really thinking about when you started playing the hand could suddenly beat you now. It's so much easier to just back into big hands in Omaha than it is in Hold'em. Interesting draws. 9 is good for Yellow Doido. Only a 4 is good for Jetsies. And paired board. Jetsies will bluff at it. And... oh, I forgot he had an ace. Yellow Doido's been ahead the whole time. And he's still ahead. But Jetsies gets the bluff through. About freaking time he wins a hand. He's not shown a ton of aggression heads up, or at least when he has, it's not been with the best timing, but finally he gets one through. Could this be the start of something special? Oh, it's already special. It's Omaha for $1,000 buy-in. Well, $1,050 with 50 rake. We both have an interesting hand here. So Jetsies doesn't want to keep throwing too much of his stack around, and he hit, but I don't think he hit enough to really want to commit the rest of his chips here. Oh, okay, I'm wrong. Finally a big pickup for Jetsies. There's that bluff he just pulled off, but that's a really big pickup. And at 4.1 million and change, he's got enough to really challenge Galadoido now. Not with that flop, though. Galadoido is all over that flop. Jetsy is just with the 10 and really nothing else to improve his hand besides backing into 2 pair. As we can see, that wouldn't even work. He'd be chopping it. Unless it was a spade, in which case he'd still lose. Well, the jack would have worked. Anyway, moving on now. I'm always kind of happy, and I feel like slightly validated when I point out somebody playing really well and they actually end up backing me up by succeeding. Oh, if only he could have seen Galadoido's hand, he could have just bet pot and won it, but, you know, pre-flop, I don't think they're thinking too much about that. They're still deep enough with the blinds being so small that, you know, you can just give walks and not even worry about it at all. Giving up a small blind is absolutely nothing to these guys. 9's full for Galadoido. Jetsies needs a 10 and a 10 only, and he's being teased now with a club that's not even any good. Galadoido might try to start extracting here. Jetsies with the overpair and a club draw does make the call. He hits the full house! And he checks it! Oh, that's so good. Oh, that's so good. Nearly a pot-sized bet from Galadoido. Jetsies is going to really enjoy pulling the all-in button here, and Galadoido has a real tough fold. He's not even going to think about it. He's going to call, and we suddenly have a brand new ball game. Jetsies with the Miracle River card and the subsequent double-up. Great check on the river there, though. Maybe Galadoido raises anyway on the river, but that's probably the best way of getting the job done there by Jetsies. And suddenly we are virtually tied up. We still have about 200 big blinds in play. Bet with straight draw, raise with pair of aces. They know they can just throw their weight around for a while because they have so much. And a call with a straight draw. With 2 diamonds out there. I do not like that play. you can hit your hand, but if either the turn or the river is a diamond, you're always worrying a bit in Omaha. I thought I'd woken myself up, but I don't know. See, the real problem for me is once I stop recording, well, I'll have lunch. But once I have my lunch, it is time to make good on the prop bet that I made with my friends on Twitch. And I'm about to play Getting Over It with Bennett Foddy. We'll pick up that for Jesse's. Nice. So, if any of you knows even the first thing about Getting Over It with Bennett Foddy, you know that I'm feeling a small amount of dread. Top 2 for Gallo. Actually, 3 pair for Gallo Doido. Jetsies can't hit anything on the... Can't let the board pair at all to, counterfeit the other 2 pair. The ace is just straight up behind. And he does fold without any damage or comments. Of course, you can't make a comment in this game. I think my mouse is in decent enough shape to play that game. Of course, I can always mess with the sensitivity options. Just move my mouse around here. Wait, you can see the mouse. I'm probably annoying you now. But, like, yeah, I'm going to play Getting Over It with Bennett Foddy. Now, by the time this video actually hits YouTube, you won't be able to actually watch me on Twitch. At least not for my first stream. I'm assuming it'll take me more than one stream. Given what I know about the game. Now, the sick thing is... Oh, he showed. The sick thing is, I'm actually enough of a masochist that I might still enjoy it. And I can say that with like, honest to God sincerity. Because I ended up enjoying I Am Bread, for the most part. I need to port those videos to YouTube. I mean, if I can grow to like I Am Bread, maybe I can grow to like Bennett Foddy. Big starting hand for Gallo Doido. Tetsi is with... Oh, he's going to fold it. I might have at least seen a flop there, honestly. But, yeah, Jetsi's made the correct decision there. Queen, queen, 8-8. Rainbow, but, 2 pairs, not bad. Interesting raise number. Is that what half pot looks like? I guess it is, because the antes are 12,500 for some reason. The reason being that they're 1/8 of the big blind. Duh. Yeah. Internet poker can do that. IRL poker really can't, because that would just... Straight for Gallo Doido. Because that would just destroy their ability to, maintain the colors of the chips. So IRL poker, they just make the antes 15,000. Well, they don't even do antes anymore. In IRL poker, they do big blind antes because it's more practical for the the logistics of the game. They don't want the dealers to make sure everybody puts their antes in on every single hand, where they can just let the big blind do it for everyone on each pass of the cards. I understand it and I accept it, but it really makes the chips porn so much sadder. Everybody's coloring up the chips so much quicker now. I want those small color chips to stay around a little while longer, just build really big fortresses. Pocket trips, but it is aces and one of them is suited, so he's gonna raise. You know what? Heads up, I actually like that play. The more I think about it, that's a really good play, because if you have 3 aces, your opponent probably doesn't have any, because there's only 1 left. So you can make that big raise. You're only up against 1 other person. And if you are, virtually certain that they don't have any aces, they might fold to you. Not a bad thought for Galadoido at all. And he is kind of nickel and diming his way back to dominance. Yeah. Heads up Omaha is such a different animal compared to full table action. I'm being reminded of that here. Sometimes I forget myself. Boop. Well, we're almost done now. Okay, so yeah, I don't need to use the only time I'm going to use the buttons down here is if I see a disconnection symbol. But thankfully that has not happened at this final table either. Which is impressive because, like I said, the final 5 players were in 5 different countries. And we are left now with Canada versus Brazil. And Brazil has been most impressive. Not that Canada has not been impressive. I believe that bet was 3/4 pot. It'd be a great hand for Omaha high-low. Oh, he's got the best hand now. Pair of 8s. Jetsies with absolutely nothing. 9 for a gut shot. Ace, okay. Ace of clubs even. Jetsies suddenly has an absolute crap ton of outs. The pair works too. I just realized how many outs he has. That's one of them. I just realized how many outs he had. He could have hit a 10, a jack, a king, a club. 10, jack, king, club. Oh, wait. Yeah, the 10 would have been a pair and a straight, so. But still, that's a lot of outs. And he hits 5 of clubs for the nut straight, or the nut flush, rather. Galadoido with a flush himself. I'm sure he's not folding. He's not going to raise, but he kind of has to call. So a nice pickup for Jetsies. He is far from out of this. Ugly. Oh, not too ugly. There's Queen Jack are connected. The 3-2 is connected. It looks ugly, but there's a decent amount of play to that. He did actually fold it. I wonder if the cards that come out Queen Jack 3-2, maybe he stays because it looks a little bit better that way. Like sometimes the aesthetic of the order of the way the cards come out can like change the aesthetic of the hand to make it look better or worse than it actually is. Like I've been guilty of folding perfectly playable hands because of that in the past. And the present. I don't know why I say the past. Don't know about that re-raise. Maybe he just thought that small raise by Jetsies was fishy. And just wanted to try and blow him out of the pot. But nah, Jetsies has a pretty good hand here. It's still just a pair of queens, though. And he does just check. I think he's about done with the hand right about now. 4 cards to a straight out there. Galadoido has been the aggressor all heads up. Not this time, though. Not sure what he's waiting for as far as there's a straight on the board now. And Galadoido actually has it, too. Jetsies does not have a straight. The 8-3 does not connect. Jetsies would have to use 4 cards from the board to make the 8-3 work, so he just has a pair of queens. Galadoido has the ace-2 for ace-2, 3, 4, 5. It's the lowest possible straight, but he raised with it. Galadoido, I love you, but you are damn lucky he didn't have anything. I have no idea what that raise was. If he had 2 pair on that board, it's a better straight than what he had. Anything was a better straight than that. Was he bluffing? Like, really, was he bluffing there? He had a straight, but that could have been a bluff. There were 3 clubs out there. There was 5 cards to a straight out there. You know, he had the very bottom of the bottom. I have no idea why he raised there. Flop the flush for Jetsies. And 2 pair. Just in case the flush is no good. He's got redraws, so he loves that. Galadodo has uh nitrogen, oxygen, and argon. There's a small raise by Jetsies. It's going to get 3-bet by Galadodo, but for a different reason this time. Jetsies was just enough to keep going, I think. Maybe. Okay, I don't know why he's doing that. I guess he's just tired. He's tired of Galadodo running over him, but when you got aces pre-flop, they're gonna keep doing that. So Jetsies, good luck. Let's see what we got here. This time I'm ready. Pair of 8s for Jetsies. And that's it. Galadodo has a straight draw. So a jack or a 6, but Jetsies is not looking for that anyway. He needs to pair one of his cards again. That's not going to help. In fact, that's a terrible card. He needs an 8 and an 8 only now. Because Galadodo's ace, ace, 10, 10, king would still beat him unless he hits an 8. That does it. We have a winner. It is Galadodo, 13 from Brazil. Jetsies from Canada takes second. And even though there were a couple questionable plays by Galadodo, I must say that was a well-deserved win. I think he played fantastic. So there you go. The bounty actually exceeded the amount of money he earned. P alone had more of a bounty than the prize pool he earned, too. Well, that's the thing about PKO. When one guy just keeps hammering away at everybody else, then anyone who knocks him out, Omaha Fjarrolls did that, and then anyone who knocks the guy who knocked him out, you know, the bounty really can stack up pretty gnarly. You gotta also like Jenna Tools here. I didn't even realize this. Bought in twice, didn't cash, and still profited. Meanwhile, Jesus is back, bought in twice, got a knockout, cashed, and did not profit. PKO. Alright, well, that's going to do it for this one. Love the new aesthetic. Alright. And my shirt matches the new Final Table aesthetic, too. I hope they keep this. Did they do this for me just because I finally cashed in a Hi5 event? Was this for me? I don't think it was for me. Alright. See you in the next one. Wait, hold on, let me check my schedule. Is the next one? No, the next time you'll see me, I'll be playing in a $250 buy-in tournament. $2.50, not $250. All right, bye.